People always spend the first month of the year all fired up to lose weight, right? Well, certified holistic health and nutrition counselor Tanya Mercer joins us with a list of the top 5 simple foods that can help make dropping the pounds a little bit easier. Good to have you here, Tanya. It sounds very intriguing. So let's start at the top of your list, and that's apples, right?
Apples, yes. Apples are simple and effortless because all you gotta do is, wash it, grab it, and you can go. There's nothing to peel. There's nothing to, well, you got the core, but it's pretty much a take food item. And
well, all fruits, I guess, all fruits or vegetables they say we should eat. So why apples? Why is apple on the top of your list?
So apples is on top of my list because, first of all, it's sweet. When we are trying to lose weight, we feel like we're depriving ourselves, so they're sweet. The second most important reason is because they have lots of fiber. So I brought 2 different sizes here. So I've got this one, which is about 150 calories, about 6 grams of fiber. This is 80 calories, 4 grams of fiber. You need about 25 grams of fiber per day. Fiber is important because it keeps you filled, feeling full longer. So the more foods you can incorporate that have fiber in them, the better it is for you, that you can feel fuller and satiated, that you don't feel like you're being deprived.
That's a great idea. You know what I love about apples too? They pack so easily. They don't crush like so many of the fruits do. So it's easy to throw one in your bag, and they're good almost all year long too. They last a long time. You know, they're always in season.
Yes.
You can find a good apple. I love the Honey Crisp this time of the year. Have you tried those?
I love Honey Crisp.
Awesome.
Those are great. I find those at the farmer's market. They're excellent.
They are wonderful.
These here are Fuji apples. They're my favorite ones. But apples are just great. And like you were saying, they do keep. You can buy them when they're in season, and then keep them stored in the refrigerator, and they just last and last and last.
And then as far as, fruits all have a sugar content to them, but as far as that goes, are apples lower on that scale?
They're pretty low. If you look at the glycemic index, which measures the rate that sugar hits your bloodstream, they're pretty low on that glycemic index, so they're also good for diabetics. And also because they're so rich in fiber, fiber slows down the sugar hitting your bloodstream. So even though they do have sugar, they're actually really a good sugary item to have.
So the one thing you want to do is, I guess, not peel the apple, because then you lose the fiber, right?
That's
the good part, right?
There's fiber on the inside too, but yes, there's a lot of nutrients on the outside. So it's because you're eating the peel. Apples are one of the top foods you should buy that are organic. So whenever you can, try and find organic. So that's a good point about the peel. If it's not organic, just try not to get it, but if you do, wash it well with soap and water. That works pretty well as well.
Do that with all your fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
All right, let's get to your number 2. And number 2 is sweet potatoes, right? And I see you've got some raw sweet potatoes here, and you cooked one as well.
Yes.
So what do? Just throw it in the microwave and zap it a little bit? Or you can bake it?
You can bake it. If you are very short on time, you can put it in the microwave, but preferably you bake it. You want to try it? I just made that.
It's lunchtime. I happen to love sweet potatoes.
Right, because
they are wonderful.
I put nothing on that. That's just as is. There's no butter. There's no added sweetener. You can add a little bit of cinnamon to it. Sweet potatoes are on the top of my list as well because they are also extremely rich in fiber. That one you just ate has about 5 grams of fiber. I have the bigger ones there. Let me just show you.
Yeah, these are huge.
Yeah, because when we're dieting, we also let's not kid ourselves.
This would feed a whole family.
Exactly. You got to go with portion control. So this guy has about 400 calories. This one has about 180 calories. So
this would be the individual serving.
Exactly. So this is about 5 grams of fiber. This is about 12 grams of fiber, but it's got all the calories in it as well. So this is the individual serving, and it's very easy. Like I said, you put it in the oven for about 30 minutes. You poke some holes into it, and you don't need to add anything else to it. And it's teeming with beta carotene, vitamin A, which is excellent for your health. It's an antioxidant. The thing
all of the kind of orange type vegetables have that in it, right?
Yes, oranges.
So you talk about
mangoes,
cantaloupes, and maybe carrots too?
Carrots, absolutely.
Okay, well that's good. All is packed with nutrients.
Yes.
Just have to throw it in your lunch box, and most offices have a microwave. You could easily nuke it, right? And have that for lunch.
About 5 minutes, well, not even, maybe 3 minutes for that little one.
Great. Let's move on. What's the next one on your list?
So the next one is nuts. Now, most people think, I can't eat nuts, they're full of fat. Well, it's true, they are full of fat. But this is where portion control really comes in handy. A serving of nuts is about what fits in the palm of your hand. Now, I have 4 different nuts I brought today because each one has a different nutrient value to it. Brazil nuts are really big. 6 of these is 1 serving. So all you need is about 6. They're very filling. You've got pistachios, which are fun to eat. You need to deshell them, so that slows down their
You don't
rate
need so
that you're
many
eating
because
it.
you have to shell them, right? There's more work involved.
Right. Walnuts, full of omega-3 fatty acids, and almonds, which are very rich in vitamin E, as well as other nutrients. And all of these range between 170 to 200 calories per serving. Serving is about a handful, and they have about 17 to 20 grams of fat. But that's good fat. They're filled with good monounsaturated fat, and it's a filling.
That's the same kind of fat that would be in olive oil, right?
Exactly.
And they're always telling us that stuff that's good to eat.
Yes, and this is actually better too, because the more food that you can get whole, the more in a whole form. So this is a whole nut. It's not pressed like an olive has been pressed to get the oil out of it. So the more whole food that you can eat, the better. In terms of weight loss, like, a tablespoon of olive oil has the same amount of fat as a handful of these. But this is going to fill you up a lot
you'll
more.
feel like you ate a lot more.
Exactly, and that's the key to weight loss. You want to feel satiated.
So you just have to make some wise choices.
Exactly.
Okay, in our last minute, let's see if we can move on to get the last two in here.
Yeah.
Salmon is a protein source.
Exactly.
You think of protein, you think of fish.
Protein, and it's a good fatty fish as well. So it's got protein and fat. Both are satiating. Both are good for weight loss. And
this one's wild, right? I can see by the bright color, it must be the wild
the
variety.
wild Alaskan salmon.
And you recommend eating wild fish over farm-raised at any time you can?
Most of the time, yes. And for vegetarians, you can swap out beans. Beans are very rich in fiber and in protein.
And that also has the omega-3?
Omega-3 fat, very rich in omega-3 fatty acid, which is anti-inflammatory, really good for your circulation.
So good for you. A lot of the dark-meated fish have that, right? Like
mackerel.
Right.
Yes, bluefish.
Sardines, yeah.
Sardines, exactly. Very good.
Yeah,
okay, now we get to the funnest one. People are like, what? How can this be one of your top 5? So I've got chocolate here.
Chocolate? No way.
Yes, chocolate. And what I've done is I brought 5 different bars to show you the strategy.
So this is all the really dark stuff, right?
Yes. All has to be dark because it has less sugar. And also it's very, very high in antioxidants. It's one of the richest sources of antioxidants on the planet, chocolate. And this I brought to show you. This is 1.2 ounces serving. You can have one of these a day, maybe a little bit less, maybe about 1 ounce a day. This is 1.2 ounces. And still stay on track with your diet. Or you can have one of these, which is lavender blueberry. And this is 2 ounces. So okay, I can have half of this today and the other half tomorrow. And there's varying amounts. There's some that have goji berries, which are antioxidants, maca, which is another superfood. This is 85% dark. You want to try one of these?
And I see all of these this is not like your normal, Hershey bar or something like that. This is organic chocolate.
Yes.
You'd have to buy this where, in a specialty store?
No.
Or most of the food stores, I guess, have an aisle now.
Most of them, yeah. I get most of my chocolate from Whole Foods Market. I can get all these variety. You can go to any organic store. Whole Foods natural store would have this chocolate.
I can't believe we can eat chocolate on our diets. This
but
is
again,
great.
in moderation, no more than 1 ounce a day.
Okay,
and that will
that's
keep you on track.
And this is what we can eat.
Yeah,
a little bit less than this is what we could eat a day.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes.
Great to have you here.
Thank you for
Very
having me.
informative. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate that.
Thank you.